It is time for the Monday edition of Litter Media Live on this May 12th of 2025. Mike Smith is on assignment today. I'm Dan Ramey, and he's Mr. Hand 2, Aaron Glandon. I saw something on TV over the weekend, and there was someone doing what you're doing as far as the production of their program, and he did exactly what you just did. And I thought, there's a Mr. Hand 3 out there somewhere. I can't remember where I saw it, though, unfortunately. But it brought a chuckle to me during the weekend. Your microphone's not on, young man. There we go. See, that's why I'm the executive producer. Welcome to the program. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening if you're listening on Litter Media Radio today. Coming up in a moment, news and sports, also this date in history. But first, we want to start with the weather. There's a chance of showers right through Wednesday. And I've been watching some of this develop on the radar here this morning because we had some outdoor planned events that we might participate in. And I'm just keeping an eye on it. It looks like it might be afternoon shower activity for us. But then showers for the weekend as well. But Thursday and Friday looks pretty good. High temperatures in the 70s right through Wednesday. And then Thursday and Friday, our highs will be in the upper 70s up to near 80 degrees both days. So that's a look at the forecast. You can find this interactive weather map that you were just looking at on our website. Just go to littermedia.com and click on weather. It takes you right to that, and you can move the map around for whatever your location is, and just click on it, and then you can slide and take a look at the forecast.
Very convenient.
It is very convenient. So if you want to check that out, feel free to do so today at littermedia.com. It costs you nothing. It's absolutely free. All right, just ahead, a look at news. But first, let's tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor, and also proud sponsor of the Gus Macker, which we'll be talking about later on this afternoon. If you want to find out what Accurate is up to and what territories, let's say you're out in the woods of southeast Ohio and your air conditioner is going out, they service that territory, even if it's over near Dayton, up in Columbus, and down towards the Ohio River. Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, and it takes you to their website, AccurateHVAC.com.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
The spring sales event continues at Litter Media. Forgive me. Did I say Litter Media?
At Hometown Motors.
Thank you for shouting that out for us to get me straight. Hometown Motors Incorporated. You want to find a new riding tractor? They've got them starting at $1699.99. New zero-turn mower starting at $3399.99. New walk-behind starting at $399.99. New chainsaw starting at $279.99. New blower starting at $199.99. And new trimmers starting at $229.99. But you want to hurry in for best selection because the prices like this, they've been going off, like hotcakes, off the shelf and off the floor for that matter as well. But they will always make more. So we're going to find out more. Go to Hometown Motors today, your store for the outdoors. Keep in mind that on Mondays, they're only open until 2 p.m. So if you're watching this live right now, you want to get there before 2 o'clock today. You can follow along with a lot of what we're going to talk about on our website, littermedia.com. And while you're there, take a look at our advertisers, take a look at some of the stuff we've talked about in previous days, You'll find all kinds of information that will be useful, beneficial news that you can use at littermedia.com. We start with local business representatives, community leaders, and elected officials gathering at the Pike County Chamber of Commerce annual meeting and banquet at the Pike County Career and Technology Center. There you see some of the award winners. The Tourism Milestone Award went to the Beaver Oktoberfest for the folks they bring in to Pike County on the east side of the county. The Cornerstone Award to Beast and Bottle, which I drove by the other day, and they're in the location that used to be the kitchen not kitchen collection, but the Cozy Kitchen, where they used to make great chili when I worked in Waverly. We'd mosey on over to the Cozy Kitchen and have lunch. The Community Investment Award presented to Cardo's Pizza of Waverly, who moved into what used to be Bartley's Pharmacy down in Waverly. And the Organization of the Year presented to the Pike County Land Reutilization Corporation, a.k.a. the Pike Land Bank. You can read all about these award winners when you log on to the story at littermedia.com.
Yes. And you had a special edition on Friday that you were going to talk about.
Yes. Southern Ohio FCA's Brian Grigsby, who you see there, along with Tom White of Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. They were here Friday to talk about the FCA's presentation of Gus Macker. The Gus Macker tournament will be May 31st and June 1st here in Chillicothe. Litter Media is an official media partner for the Gus Macker this year, and you'll be able to see more interviews on our YouTube channel about the event through the month of May.
The Chillicothe Restoration Foundation is presenting a tour of the Ohio Erie Canal through Chillicothe on June 22nd from 1 to 4. The Canal Warehouse on the corner of Mulberry and Main and the Dard Hunter Studio on Water Street will be open the day of the tour. Tickets are available on Eventbrite, Julie's on Paint, and the History Store. Day of the tour tickets will be sold at the Canal Warehouse, Mulberry, and Main Streets. Tickets are $15 per person or $20 for a family of 2 adults and 2 children. So that's a deal. Booklets about the canal will be available for $7 on the day of the tour.
Some folks might recognize this individual. Without the hat, you'll see him on the $50 bill. This is the Ross County Historical Society's presentation of General Ulysses S. Grant. It's coming up on Friday, May 23rd. That's Kurt Fields, who gives a fantastic presentation of Grant. That's billed as close as you can possibly come to meeting the man himself without a time machine. The presentation will start at 6 p.m. It's free and open to the public, but you want to make sure you get reservations. His presentations in the past have quickly filled up, so don't delay in getting your seats.
Heads up, Circleville families, Pickaway County Public Health is rolling out their mobile unit to bring school-required vaccines right to you with no appointment needed. And it looks like on Wednesday, May 14th, they're going to be at 1280 North Court Street.
That's the Ohio Health Building.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you want to make sure you bring your medical insurance card, your photo ID, and immunization record as well. Kappa has released the lineup for its summer movie series. This just came out this morning. The historic Ohio Theater begins June 13th, Friday the 13th. However, they're not going to show Friday the 13th.
Just as well, because that movie isn't very good.
Among the highlights, The Sound of Music, celebrating its 60th anniversary of the release. The French Connection. This is a movie you've not seen.
No.
You need to see this movie. It's the 45th anniversary for the Blues Brothers. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
They're putting the band back together. You got to see the Blues Brothers. Hitchcock's Spellbound, which was released 80 years ago. Cool Hand Luke. Tell me you've seen Cool Hand Luke.
I haven't seen it. I think the only one on this page that I've seen is Sound of Music.
Is that right?
I think so.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid will be shown. Gone with the Wind, Shawshank Redemption, The Princess Bride.
I've seen both of those.
Yeah. Alien.
Yes.
Dune, the original Dune.
I haven't
from
seen
1984.
I haven't seen the David Lynch one now.
Of course, they have the cartoon Capers, which brings back a lot of cartoons, Tom and Jerry, the Warner Brothers kids, and I'm trying to think, who else did I see? Mr. Peabody, and this was at a festival a number of years ago. Dan Jr. was like 10. when we went to this thing. So it's been 30 plus years ago. But it all takes place in the historic Ohio Theater. Have you ever been to the Ohio Theater? Okay, he's a mid-yawn.
What'd you say?
Have you ever been to the historic Ohio Theater?
I don't think so. I don't know where that is.
You don't know where it is?
No.
You know where the State House is?
Yeah.
Well, it's just south of the State House.
I don't think I've been there.
You'll have the State House lawn, and it's right across the street at the Ohio Theater. One of the first events I participated in when I was at Sunny 95 was a presentation that had Roy Orbison and also Gloria Estefan and Miami Sound Machine. I was there like 2 weeks, and I'm sitting in the Ohio Theater watching a concert for free with a rock and roll legend, and at that time, I kind of had a thing for Gloria Estefan. Individual movie tickets are just $6, so you got the expense of driving up there, but man, going to the movies for $6, you don't see that very often. But you can purchase Summer Movie Series 10 packs for just $40. So you can go up at your own leisure and check it out at the historic Ohio Theater. On our road report, the Hocking County Bridge Replacement Project on State Route 56, right between Conrad Road and Blue Creek Road, is going on. Traffic's being maintained by temporary signals. Their estimate for the completion of this is November 1st.
That's my birthday.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, happy early birthday. Maybe we can go
really early birthday.
We'll go to Hocking County and have a celebration of some sort when they open the bridge.
Okay.
They'll cut the ribbon on the bridge and have a little bit of birthday cake, I'm sure.
I'll be 25.
I have a feeling that's not going to happen,
No.
but welcome to a new age. Sports on the way in just a moment. Details are just around the corner. Scioto Valley Dumpsters, 740-253-8389 is the number to contact them if you have need for a dumpster at your business or your residence. Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com. Takes you to their Facebook page where you can find what they're doing, up-to-date information, almost in real time. 740-253-8389. Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today. Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
Time now for sports, and a lot of the high school sports are getting to their conference championships, and that includes the Chillicothe boys tennis team wrapping up an unbeaten FAC championship, 4-1 win on the road against Jackson Friday. This is the second year straight that the Cavaliers have gone undefeated in the FAC. Cavs will be headed to their sectionals this coming Wednesday at Pickerington Central for postseason play. Now, the OHSAA Baseball tournament drawings were released yesterday afternoon. You can read all about them on our website, littermedia.com. We have links that will take you to the brackets so you can see what day and who your school will play and what time and everything as well. Let's give you the top seeds here. Division III, Jackson is your top seed. D4, Unioto. D5, Lynchburg Clay. Eastern Meigs is number 1 in D6. And D7, South Webster. Now, up in the Central District, top seeds include Olentangy Orange at D1, Big Walnut at D2, Watterson at D4, D3, Jonathan Alder on D4. Division 5 will be Worthington Christian, D6, West Jefferson, and Newark Catholic at D7. Again, all the bracket information and more details on our website, littermedia.com. It's also where you'll be able to see all the weekend scores that are available, so you can peruse your way through those. Unioto clinching no worse than a share of the SBC baseball title with an 8-2 win at Huntington on Friday. Zane Trace beat Piketon Friday, then Payne Valley on Saturday. The Pioneers will complete a suspended game with Adena today, needing a win to set up a possible championship scenario with Unioto this Thursday. And, of course, if Zane Trace were to win all those games and then beat Unioto, they would share the SBC title. Jackson Ironman finished atop the FAC, winning that baseball crown with a 6-1 win, winning it outright at Miami Trace. They'll go after the gold ball season against Miami Trace tonight and finishing up the FAC. I believe that's going to be at Jackson. The littermedia.com, of course, has all the weekend games in the score page. Chillicothe Paints will be opening up their promotion schedule for the upcoming home season. The season opens on the road against the Johnstown Mill Rats in Pennsylvania. That's May 27th and 28th. Home opener at VA Memorial Stadium is Thursday, May 29th with Rex Baseball. Yes, there will be fireworks right after the game on opening night. You can find out more details about the upcoming events on our website, littermedia.com. The Reds are 4-7 in the month of May. They were blanked by the Astros 6-0 to wrap up the weekend series with a 2-1 series there for Houston. The Reds did win on Saturday. They scored 13 runs on Saturday, but they could have used them yesterday.
Yeah.
Tonight they're off. We're opening up a 3-game set with the White Sox in Cincinnati tomorrow night. Guardians fell 3-0 to the Phillies yesterday, giving Philadelphia that weekend series win. Cleveland opens a homestand with the Brewers tonight, so that could help out the Cincinnati Reds. And then they come to town to take on the Reds this weekend. Cleveland Cavaliers on the ropes in their series with Indiana after gaining a win over the Pacers Saturday. Indiana poured it on last night. They scored 80 points in the first half. They held on to a 30-plus point margin for most of the second half of the game. The Cavs trailed by as many as 41 points and managed to cut that down to 129-109. Not enough, though, as time expired. The series heads back to Cleveland tomorrow night. The Pacers can wrap things up in Cleveland. They're ahead in this series 3-1. That's a look at sports. Find more, again, when you go to littermedia.com. Up ahead, the Litter Media Wayback Machine. The dials are set for 1896.
It's an odd one.
Details next.
But first, we want to tell you about Litter Quality Propane. Online all the time. Customer payment, account information, and more. Log on at litterpropane.com.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116,
life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Time for this date in history. The year 1896. The location, New York City. New York City? Yes.
I thought you were going to say the birth of Mike Smith until you said New York City.
No, because he was born in Greenfield, as he's told us time and time again. New York City passes the nation's first anti-spitting law to combat tuberculosis. Could have just said TB.
Yeah.
Imposing fines and jail time. By 1910, more than 2,500 arrests are made, despite backlash from protesters. Yes, spitting on anti-spitting signs is what they did.
That'll show them.
Yes. Now, some of these laws are still in place. And I recall when I had a radio show and I was doing these little tiny unknown facts about America. One of them was, some small burg somewhere in Illinois, you couldn't spit on the sidewalk. And this is where all that came from, because the fear was that by spitting, which back then a lot of folks chewed tobacco,
right?
So there was a lot of spitting going on, and so you're spitting that. How do we combat this? Well, let's make it unlawful for them to spit on the sidewalk or anywhere. So
is that when people started carrying around a bottle of something to spit in, or a cup?
Well, there's always spittoons. And how many Westerns have you watched, and they've got the spittoon sitting there in the saloon?
Yeah.
So you got those things. I don't recall anybody ever picking up a spittoon and in one of those bar fights or saloon fights, grabbing it to bonk somebody over the head.
That'd be too gross.
Yeah, because what good is an empty spittoon, right?
Yeah.
Or even picking it up and just throwing it on. That would have been pretty gross too. But it was a health issue. They were trying to almost like masking, like what we went through here not long ago. This basically was, don't spit on our grounds anywhere.
Don't do it.
I'm not going to name names, but there was a fella that my dad used to work for, and he always had a cigar, and he was always spitting, and he would spit right on the floor. He owned the establishment, so he went in and spit anyway.
Interesting.
And
it's a power move.
When I was a kid, I got to go to work with Dad, and I would use the broom to sweep up and everything. And there were spit marks this big all over the concrete of that facility. And I thought to myself, man, must be nice to own a place and you just spit whenever you want to. That's spitting right on that spitting law right there.
Yeah.
Or I should say non-spitting law. All right, that's it for this program today. If you missed anything, you can find it on our YouTube channel a little bit later on. Also, you'll be able to hear on our Litter Media Radio, which you can find by going to littermedia.com. And coming up at 1 o'clock today, we've got another special edition of Litter Media Live, a visit with Brian Grigsby again from the Southern Ohio FCA, that's the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and somebody we've not seen for quite some time, former Superintendent of Chillicothe City Schools, John Saxton. He is a board member for the FCA here in Southern Ohio, and he'll be joining in to help us talk about Gus Macker as well.
There we go.
So for Aaron Glandon and for Mike Smith, I'm Dan Ramey. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. We'll see you soon here